Dear members, as you know, I made some initial comments on the basis of preparation of a budget, and therefore I thought it is worthwhile for me to just give now some comments on the recently tabled budget. Now, the 2021 budget was like most of the past budgets, though the size of the 2021 budget, of course, was the largest ever. It was broad-ranging in scope as the focus is on protecting jobs, creating employment, assisting businesses, and assisting the poor. That needs a lot of funds that welfare economies can afford. Malaysia, however, is not a welfare economy, and that is why we struggle to provide an effective safety net for all. We can assist a little, but we cannot sustain it for too long. We will have to keep borrowing, but that is not healthy from a long-term fiscal outlook. That is why we must all have savings to help ourselves, as the government can only assist partially. The government chose to be seen as trying to help every category, and that is not the most effective use of the nation's funds. Transforming our business sector into one which embraces digitalization, technology, and a cashless environment is absolutely essential. And yet the government continues with its usual stance to keep everyone happy and allocate one-off payments here and there. To be honest, the only deserving group of such one-offs are our frontliners. The rest of us should be happy that we still have our jobs intact. With regard to incentives, most were extensions of existing incentives and the usual allocations to ministries and agencies. We expected the budget to also start the process of announcing moves to start reforms in respect of the various underlying structural issues affecting the nation, such as the education sector, the foreign workers issue, and the need for sustainable tax structure to be in place. Unfortunately, these were not included in the budget, and I believe that this would be included in the forthcoming 12th Malaysia Plan from 2021 to 2025. And we hope that that plan will propose to resolve all these issues which are affecting the underlying structure of the nation, so that Malaysia is placed on a stronger footing for the future. In line with the budget's call to stand together and prevail, GLCs have been tasked with creating jobs under the budget proposal. Although there is a lack of clarity on this measure, concerns on whether such temporary job creation in the form of apprenticeship programs will eventually be absorbed into permanent employment continues to linger. Overall, there was no specific significant initiative that was really outstanding in the budget. As a regulator of the accountancy profession, we advocate for a more impactful approach to upholding effective public sector management and good governance. Malaysia would be perceived as a more competitive and attractive investment destination if the public delivery system were enhanced to facilitate approvals and processes made more seamless with the use of technology. In addition, the government should consider a phased reduction of the corporate tax rate so that it eventually reaches the rate of 20% in alignment with other business-friendly jurisdictions. As MIA is an advocate for strong public financial management, we endorse that more attention be paid to sustainable taxes and revenues and the initiatives that affect revenue collection. The imposition of excise duty on cigarettes in the duty-free islands is a key move to plug the revenue leakage that occurs in those duty-free islands. This is long overdue, and it is hoped that this announcement will actually be implemented, as such a move requires strong political will. Increasing and widening personal tax reliefs were again very well utilized in the budget, despite knowing that this only impacts about 15% of the workforce. It may be that too much is being given out and tax administration becomes more difficult with so many reliefs and subcategories. Instead, lowering the tax rate for some categories of the M40 group could have been easier. Alternatively, granting a special relief for the M40 group for 2020 and 2021 may have sufficed. No other tax revenue measure was announced, and it is noted that the current situation does not make it possible to introduce any new taxes. However, the projected increase in tax revenue in 2021 assumes an increase of well over 10% over the 2020 tax collection. Now, how is that going to be achieved? Total tax revenue is expected to increase from 153 billion in 2020 to 174 billion in 2021, of which direct taxes will contribute an increase of 16 billion and indirect taxes will contribute an increase of 5 billion ringgit. The increased collection seemed premised on the forecasted economic growth of 6.5% to 7.5%, as well as a heightened focus on tax audits by the tax authorities, where the possible outcome is likely to be aggressive tax recovery measures to be undertaken by the tax authorities. We hope that the authorities will do their work professionally and not focus on the tax revenue target set for them. As a key stakeholder in the tax ecosystem, MIA will continue to advocate for a sustainable tax structure so as to support nation building. Such a sustainable tax structure for the future is probably in the pipeline, given the past work of the Tax Reform Committee, though such matters we all understand can be excruciatingly slow in coming into fruition due to the lack of political will and vested interests. Malaysia has literally been ravaged by the pandemic and the ensuing downturn. We need to stand up and do what is right in terms of managing the wealth of the nation, which has been allowed to be misused for too long. Neither did we have a focus on building reserves to be used for days like the current. This must change urgently. We cannot keep on borrowing and servicing debt. We must remove all unnecessary exemptions and deductions and simplify things for all to be part of the tax net and push forward towards a reliance on consumption taxes. It is all about balancing revenue and expenditure, a job that all accountants know very well. All in, the 2021 budget had a lot of allocations and grants, like all past budgets. The challenge will be in the effective and efficient distribution of such funds. Effective governance and monitoring of the budget is absolutely crucial. An annual report card on the financial performance of each ministry should be made public. Accountants can assist in this so that the rakyat sees value for their tax rate. Thank you very much.